everybody! I hope you're all doing well. Halloween is coming up, and so is Mercury Retrograde. So, I've never done a journey or channeling on the energy of Mercury Retrograde, but I want to do that today. So, Mercury Retrograde, it starts on Halloween. Ooh, spooky! Maybe spooky. We don't know yet. So, it starts on Halloween, and then it goes through November. And according to this, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know how to measure these dates. But according to this, it's October 31st to November 20th. And that's almanac.com. That tells you the Mercury retrograde dates. So now we know the dates. But I do experience Mercury retrograde energy. I do experience it, and I can tell when something feels like it's flowing a little differently than normal. I don't even know how to describe it because every week it flows differently than normal. What is normal anymore? Seriously. But it almost feels like sometimes I'm being held back a little bit. Even though I'm working really hard to move forward, it can feel like I am being moved back a bit. But then once Mercury retrograde comes full circle, it just all starts to move forward like I'd been moving forward all along. And that's the whole meaning of Mercury retrograde anyway. I'm going to relax and I'm going to tap into this energy and let's see what the energy looks like and what the spirit realm has to share with us in preparation for it, anything we can look out for, anything that can help us cope with it if we're having a hard time with it. So I'm going to relax and let's see what comes up here. I feel heightened. I feel above. And there's a very slight funnel. I mean, it's not really steep or vertical. I mean, it's almost flat and horizontal, but it does have a bit of a funnel to it, and it comes down into a center, and there's a hole. And then there's energy that goes up and down through this hole. I mean, I can see this energy flowing through here. And I'm above this looking down at it, and I'm in outer space. And this part of my consciousness, I don't know what the hesitation is here, but there is a hesitation in going closer and observing this energy really, to get really into this energy, to really experience it. There's hesitation, so I'm still lingering back. And I need time inside myself to explore the way that I feel about who I am. I need time to think. I need time to feel about myself. I need time to really connect to myself. And I'm not ready yet. I'm just simply not ready to explore whatever that is. I'm not ready yet. And my spirit guides show me that time is passing here. And I'm still hesitant to make a decision to move towards something to explore. I mean, this is something that is worth exploring, but I'm resisting exploring it for some reason. But they're showing me the reason has to do with I'm not ready yet inside myself. And I need to have a self-discovery experience. I mean, it's really going within the self and looking at the self. I mean, I experience nothing else going on here. There's no other interactions with other people. I really feel that it's very much so focused on our individual identities, our inner realms. That's what this is like. All right, so this part of myself is attempting to make a movement towards the center of this image. And I take a step forward in outer space and I can't seem to step forward. I can't seem to break the energies that are holding me back, no matter how hard I try. And a part of me does feel ready to explore and to experience new things, but even when I try to take that step, I'm not allowed to. I have to wait. I have to have a time of intermission. I have to wait. And now in this time of intermission, I do feel like I've had enough time with myself. I'm ready for the next thing. But now in waiting, in readiness for the next thing, I experience a longing for it. I actually crave the next thing, and even desperately crave the next thing, but I'm kind of stuck and I can't go into the next thing yet. So it's almost like it's like a slingshot pulling me back and ready to catapult me forward when the energy shifts and I'm finally able to explore that thing, because the energy is saying no and everything is holding me back. And even when I'm ready to move forward, it says no, not yet. But suddenly, when the energy does change, I'm like going a bajillion miles per hour to the next thing. That's what this is like. But still, I can't move forward yet. And why? I don't know. Mercury retrograde energy. So I tell my spirit guides that I'm better than this. And I don't need to look at something that I want and desire it when everything in the universe is saying no. I'm okay saying, you know what, then I don't want it. I'm going to go look at some other stuff, and if I'm meant to have that experience, then I'll have that experience. And so I'm turning around because I'm clever. I'm going to outsmart this whole thing. I'm going to outsmart all the energies. So I'm turning around to go explore something else, and I can't move in a different direction either. I literally can't move in any other direction. I'm stuck. I have to just stand right here. But there's something beautiful in this waiting process and the patience. Because even when I think I'm ready, the energies say, no, you're not ready yet. And when I look at something that I'm ready to experience and I can't access it, I say, well, then maybe I'm going to experience something else. I can't access that. It gives me even more to work with, inside myself, more to think about. And so I'm even pondering inside myself that much more, waiting to participate in something that I'm excited and ready to participate in, something new. It really feels like a long time. It feels like it's being stretched like way too long of a time. And I'm feeling impatient and annoyed. It's like the dog that is waiting at the door to be taken for a walk, and all the signs are there. It's time. But for some reason, the walk is not happening. And it's annoying. It's not right. So the dog is still wondering, why am I not being taken for a walk yet? Wait, why? Another day. Wait, what is going on? Why am I not being walked yet today? It's kind of like this. All right, they're about to show me something new. It's even rising above what we are looking at so far. We're rising even above this scene. So now the meaning and the value of whatever that was about, we've actually moved above and beyond it. So it's momentum, its attraction isn't there anymore. And now it's something new that we never even suspected. And it has to do with people. And I see lots and lots of people just standing around, but it feels like familiar people, and like we're waiting to talk to each other. And they have big round heads, and then they're made out of like yellowish gold color, and they have like noticeable spherical heads, like big spherical heads, and then these like bodies. And they all look the same. They're all kind of like yellowish gold, and some have a little bit of oranger colors to them, but for the most part, they all look the same. And they're just all standing here, and nobody's standing in a line or in a row. We're just scattered about, and I'm kind of standing closer to the middle of what is a circle of all these people around me. And they're waiting for me for some reason. And I don't know what my role is with them. This is interesting because all along I thought that I was myself, but apparently not. And they're showing me that I too have a sphere around my face. I too am hiding my true face. And so I take the object off. It's interesting that this is happening on Halloween because we're all wearing costumes on Halloween, right? And the message here is about discovering who we truly are without the costume, taking the mask off to reveal our true face, our true nature. Because we can't really get to know each other if we're not our true self, right? But it's an interesting concept because when will we ever be our true self? We're always trying to become more and more our true self, but we need experiences to figure out if we are not being aligned with what we morally believe in at that time, you know? So experiences mold and shape us into being more aligned with our true self. So we're rising above what was into a new experience of taking off the mask, taking off the round head, and then revealing the face that is beneath the surface of that. But there's a lot of intimidation because not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody is ready to expose themselves in a new way. And not everybody has a voice to speak. So there is a desire within the collective heart for more connection with each other, more communication, but not everybody is ready for that, and there's fear involved with it too, and resistance. So we're going to be working with some who are fearful and resisting of the energies that are asking them to express themselves more, to bring out more of the true them. Not everybody is ready to take the mask off. Then you're going to have those who are. And now we're going to be expressing ourselves in a way that is potentially unfamiliar because we're being new to the way that we're expressing ourselves. So you can see there can be a bit of a friction going on here. Because there's change and there's resisting change. And then that is interacting. So... And my spirit guides say that, I feel challenged here. I feel challenged. Even for those of us who say, okay, I'm strong enough. I can take the mask off. I can present myself more than I've ever presented myself before. It's hard even for the ones who are ready. So even the ones who are ready, the energy feels you. The energy knows who you are. The energy knows who you are if you are resisting and fearful. And the energy knows who you are if you're in between too. Or if you think that you are presenting yourself in a new way, but you need a little bit more clarity on what that looks like or what that means exactly. Like the energy knows who we are. And it's working with us and it's helping us through these experiences, even if they're hard and traumatizing. Emotionally and mentally traumatizing. I feel a bit of trauma involved in the process. It feels like opportunity. It feels beautiful on the innocent mind level. Like I'm looking at this like, wow, so we're going to have access to more of each other. That's great. That's really great. But now I'm starting to see more of the reality and the way that can feel uncomfortable. And we're having to kind of get into the root of each other, and those roots are going to be exposed, and we're going to be more exposed. We're going to be challenged with these interactions. All right, so this Mercury retrograde is Okay, they're telling me a bunch of stuff at the same time. One way we could look at it is, um, so, the merry-go-round goes around. We have the horses that go up and down. Now, suddenly, the merry-go-round just suddenly stops. And we're all looking around and saying, wait, what's going on here? I've been on this merry-go-round. Why did the merry-go-round stop? So the energy is putting a little bit of a blocker on our forward motion so that we can feel a rustling and say, what the heck? What's going on here? We can ask the questions. We can see a new scene because we're not attached to what was the movement forward because it stopped. Now we are experiencing new stuff. Before, the energy shifts again and we start moving forward again from a new energetic standpoint. So some of us are like, wow, I didn't realize I was on this merry-go-round on the horse forever. I'm so glad this stopped so I could actually catch up with time and myself and reality. I'm ready to get off of this ride and go to the bumper cars now, So it's an intermission time. So we can really take a look at what we're working with, what we've been working with, get to know ourselves a little bit more. And now we can go bumper cars, or we could stay on the horse ride, or we could do something else, We can go become farmers or something, we could do anything we want. So it's an intermission. But they're showing me that, let me catch up with that part of the conversation here. I'm getting back into the people that are surrounding me, and some of us are taking our, exposing ourselves, and some of us aren't, and the feeling of the friction. I mean, it feels a bit like my heart's being squeezed a little bit, and it's kind of hard on my heart. But it's interesting because as Mercury retrograde comes to a close, we're all going to be doing the best that we can with the energies. We all are, even if we're afraid of them or resisting, we're all doing the best that we know how with the energies. So when the Mercury retrograde starts to subside, we're being introduced to each other in new ways, and the energy lightens up so we can breathe again and we can keep moving forward without that, without the struggle feeling, without the feeling of there's work to do feelings. Squeezing the heart a little bit, okay? But it feels like we've risen above. We're opening ourselves up more, and now we're ready for more interactions at the end of this retrograde. Seeing our friends and in new ways, seeing ourselves in new ways, and meeting new people. So I had this idea that I wanted to go back in time, so to speak, to see what that funnel and the energy was all about. I'm not allowed to go back. So sometimes there's things from our past that we want to understand it better. And so moving into the future, we collect tools and abilities to see our past differently. And so it feels like past time that I had an opportunity to explore that, and I hesitated because I needed to get to know myself more. That was perfect. That was just the way it needed to be, because the energy was also creating a bit of a block anyway. Now I've reached that point where I'm ready to kind of take a look at it again and maybe go back into it. But they're still saying no to that. We need to keep moving forward. You got to trust that the next thing is actually what the new version of yourself is ready for. Because the person that you were at the beginning of retrograde is not the person that you are at the end of it. Because you're new now. And so any inspirations that you had at the beginning, you're going to find they're a little bit different at the end. And they're chuckling because you hear not to make big decisions during Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde stops the horse ride, the merry-go-round, and you're jolted up. You're finding yourself in a new way, and by the end of it, you're going to be a new person with new thoughts and feelings about life. So obviously there's going to be decisions made during Mercury retrograde. It's life, right? But that's why that type of thing slows down, because We're collecting our new self. We're becoming reborn in a way. So I just asked my spirit guides if they have any other advice on um, how we can approach this Mercury retrograde with a lighter heart. Advice for us to make it a bright experience. They take me back in time to where I was hesitating to go check that out because I deeply wanted separation. I deeply wanted to get to know myself. Then, when I felt like I had known myself, and I felt like I was ready to pursue that now, the universe said no, because you don't know yourself enough yet. And that's when I rise above what I thought that I was ready for into an experience I wasn't even expecting. But this is the experience that I'm ready to have now. It's different than what I was approaching before. It's new. And so to be aware of this happening, if you feel like there's something holding you back, don't fight back at it. Don't even play games with it. Don't say, well, fine. If I can't have that thing, then I'll have this thing. They say, just be patient. Just be aware of that and relax. Because we all need a break from the forward motion more than we give it credit for. Because we get used to the forward motion. So now it's change. Now it's something new. And newness creates resistance and confusion inside. It takes time to adapt to it. So just be patient with yourself. Be patient with what you're trying to access during this time. If it feels like it's just not accessible during this time, then don't worry about it. Truly just let it go. And if you're frustrated about that, just talk to your guides and say, I want this thing right now, but you're not letting me have it. Energies are not letting me have it. No matter what I try to do, I just can't get that thing. And this is making me mad right now. I do that a lot, by the way. And that's when you say what you need to say, and then you chill out. And then they just come and give you a hug, and they tell you to just relax. When's the last time you just stop needing to have that thing when you want that thing? Just relax. Relax. We got you covered. We got this. We know your divine time. You know your divine time. Your conscious mind hasn't caught up with it yet. So just don't try too hard and don't overthink this thing. Just relax. Just relax, Take a hot bath. Go get yourself a coffee and a donut. Whatever you need in order to just chill out. Just do that thing. Let it all go. In December, you'll be ready for it. You'll be a new you and you'll be ready for new things, okay? That's what they have to say. I'm just still in the energies right now, so I'm slowly disconnecting here. And the energies are circulating. They're really circulating, and I can feel it. It just goes through my core, like I'm on a shish kebab or something of energy. Like the shish kebab of energy, it's going straight through me, through the center of me. And I can feel that emanation, and it just sort of I don't know, it almost has a sound to it and a vibration. It just sort of flows out in every direction. And it's just transforming me. It's transformative, and it's okay. And it feels kind of nice too. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I knew I needed to do this video because I was thinking about Mercury retrograde. I was thinking about this Mercury retrograde months ago. And I don't know why this Mercury retrograde has been, on my radar. It really has been on my radar more than any Mercury retrograde ever has been. And it just feels like I needed to share a little bit about my experience with it. Not everybody experiences Mercury retrograde energy. Not everybody does. And some of those people who don't experience it think we're nuts when we do experience it. It's real. I'm telling you, it's real. All right. Hope this helps. Thank you very much for watching. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Okay, I hope you all have a great day, great Halloween, a wonderful Mercury retrograde. All right, goodbye.